All right. This video should be an exciting one for me. It's one of my favorite pastors is in the video, Bryan Wolfmueller. He's an LCMS pastor. He's the co-host. I kind of, I'd maybe be offensive to say he's the lead host, but he's the co-host of a podcast called Table Talk Radio. It's a very fun podcast to listen to. It's definitely for theology nerds, in my opinion. So this is a video on the channel Worldview Everlasting, which is hosted by which is run by an LCMS pastor, Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, the denomination I'm a part of, pastor named Jonathan Fisk. He wrote a book called Broken, or I should know the official title. It's like 7 rules you should break all the time. I don't think if it's broken or not, but anyways, so this is Worldview Everlasting. It's called Bold Confession. Let's see what this video is about. I have not watched a Worldview Everlasting video in a very long time. This one's short, so looking forward to a short one. They're usually pretty long. Not that that's a bad thing necessarily, but here we go. Heartbeat.
What do you fear? What do you love?
That opening guitar lick sounded pretty good to me. It reminded me of Red Hot Chili Peppers from, I believe it's Live at Slade Castle. All right, so this question is, what do you love? What do you fear? I think I know where this is going. Probably above all things or all else, which is kind of how Martin Luther described what God is, whoever you fear, love, or trust above all else.
What do you trust in? And your answers are?
Okay, stop. Yeah, okay. So now I'm supposed to guess what they're thinking.
Yeah,
Are you
just-
granting me apostolic powers? I can read their hearts.
I thought I granted that to you before, but I mean, what kind of answer do you expect?
I mean, in my classic judgmental way, I can usually sum up things wrongly very quickly, right? I can just look at someone and know who they are. What do you trust? I guess my thinking, looking at the younger man, would be he'd say nothing. What do you fear? Probably, losing my life. And what do you love? Girls.
And your answers are?
Nothing because of Jesus, Jesus, and Jesus.
Nice.
He says Jesus, Jesus, and Jesus? But I totally agree with you, though. I mean, it's just like, what a refreshing answer. Look at that. And like, without batting an eye either.
Yep, a bold confession. He didn't know I was a pastor or a Christian.
Yeah, great.
I'm
Love it.
asking questions.
Coming out.
What do you love? What do you trust? And he gives this bold, like you said, confession of Jesus without even missing a beat. Would the
Yes.
do the same if we
Good.
would ask those questions? Huh?
Hope so. Wow, excellent. All right, so let's back that up a little bit. What was it? What do you love? Let me get this question.
What do you fear? What do you love? What do you trust in? And your answers are?
Okay, stop. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you fear? What do you love? What do you trust in? And fear nothing because of Jesus. What do you love? Jesus. What do you trust in? Jesus. Excellent answers. Love it. Yeah, that's a bold confession, and may we all be so bold to make such a proclamation whenever we are asked such questions. How many times might we be able to give such answers, but we don't, right? But we don't. Example, I was at the beach this morning with my daughter. I was digging in the sand. This guy walks by. I'm kind of like, hey, cool. How old's your daughter? And I told him 3, and he's like, yeah, I kind of, feel sad. I see parents working so hard on these sand castles and such. And the ocean's just going to take them out, And I guess the first question he asked me was, so is the tide coming or going? And I guess it was asking, like, whatever you're working on right now in the sand, if it's coming in, it's not going to be there much longer. And I quoted Jimi Hendrix to him. I go, yeah, I mean, he was an older guy, looked kind of hippie-ish to me. I was like, yeah, well, I mean, that's where Hendrix got it right. Castles made of sand slip into the sea. Eventually, the guy goes, yeah, right on. I said, yeah, I mean, this is impermanent work, This is the work of impermanence. And he goes, yeah, man, right on. And he that's when he asked about the daughter. How old is she? And this and that. And then he ended up telling me he had 2 daughters. Their mother had died. I said, oh, sorry to hear that. And then at this point, he had walked past me, was a little bit further down. And with the waves crashing, I couldn't hear him so well. And I kind of nodded, like, dude, I don't know what he's saying, but is the guy a good relationship with the daughters or no? So I go, oh man, I like can't hear what you're saying. So I kind of got up and started to move closer to him so I could hear what he was saying, and he just kind of said, okay, well, have a good day, and went on. But I was like, dude, I mentioned impermanence. And I don't know what he was saying about his daughters. I thought maybe he said like one of them had gone away or something. And I was like, gone away? Like, I was like, oh, I can't hear you so well. That's kind of when he moved on. But, that could have been a really better moment for me is maybe get up quicker. Maybe instead of kind of nodding and being like, oh, yeah, it's kind of like not hearing. I think when you hear, like, you don't know what people are saying. They're strangers and just kind of nodding your head. Man, maybe that would have been the time to be like, your wife's gone. Like, sorry to hear that. Did she know Jesus? Did she know the Lord? Right? Because she's alive. She's well. She's in heaven. About the daughters, gone astray. Like, man, like what do you mean by that? And just maybe he was connecting the impermanence of what I was doing, maybe to just the impermanence of this earthly life, and that could have been an excellent segue for me to talk about the permanence of life in Jesus Christ. And so that wasn't me being asked the question. If I'm asked the question, I'll be bold. But can I be bold in making the statements unprompted? That's not even necessarily welcomed per se. Can I be that bold? And I probably should be. Probably should take more opportunities like that. This video convicted me of that. I will be thinking, will I be so bold to stand on Jesus in such a way that I will interject his name without fear, right? Because why don't I say his name more? Is it because of fear? Probably. I'm probably fearing man, fearing how someone will respond, over knowing that Jesus is the great I am, the one that will raise this body to life so that I can make a statement like that man in the video. I fear nothing. Don't fear death because of Jesus. Fear nothing. And I love Jesus. And I trust Jesus because he's proven himself through and through his life, death, and resurrection, everything recorded of him by the prophets and the apostles. Peace in Christ, guys. That was Bryan Wolfmueller interviewing on the street, and Jonathan Fisk there, who's the host, lead man of Worldview Everlasting. Great podcast, or great YouTube channel. Check it out, and then check out Table Talk Radio. Also listen to Issues, Etc. Bryan Wolfmueller is a regular on there. Anything of him on Issues, Etc. The podcast, listen to it. It will be worth your time, guaranteed. Peace in Christ, everyone. God bless you.